3,000 monthly in dividends sounds amazing until you see the actual number required. You need $900,000 minimum invested. Most people hear 3,000 monthly passive income. They never mention the capital. At 4% yield, that's 900,000. Realistic yield, 1.2 million. That's assuming 3% safe yield. Let me show you the math. I'll break down the real numbers, the timeline, the stocks that actually work, and mistakes that kill. No clickbait, no get-rich-quick schemes, just the math that actually works for building dividend income. This channel cuts through the noise. I show you what works, what doesn't, with actual numbers, no fluff, no sponsored garbage. Hit that subscribe button right now. Free financial education, no paid courses, just value every single week. Turn on notifications for every upload. All right, let's get into it. First, the math. Nobody wants you to see. Everyone wants passive income. 3,000 monthly sounds perfect. Quit your job, travel, sleep while money comes in. Here's what that actually means. 3,000 monthly is 36,000 annually. Now work backwards with me here. At 4% dividend yield, which people call realistic, you divide 36,000 by 0.04, $900,000. That's your starting point, not 10,000, not 50,000, 900,000 minimum. But here's where most YouTube gurus lie to you. 4% is not safe, not for 30 years. Safe withdrawal rate for stocks and dividends long-term, 3%, maybe 3.5 if you're aggressive. Now run the math with 3%, 36,000 divided by 0.03, 1.2 million. How many people have 1.2 million liquid to invest? Less than 1% of Americans. This isn't a normal person's path, unless you build it over time, which is what I'm about to show you. The real timeline for real people. Let's break down how this actually works. First, the dividend yield reality, then the build timeline, then the stocks. Most dividend content online is fantasy. Let me show you reality. Dividend yield is simple math. Annual dividends divided by stock price. You see 8%, 10%, 12% yields advertised online. Red flags. High yields usually mean unsustainable payouts. Company cutting dividends soon. Stock price already falling. Safe sustainable yields, 2.5 to 4.5%. Boring wins. Think Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, 3 to 4% yields. These are dividend aristocrats, 25 consecutive years of dividend increases. Proven track record. For a diversified dividend portfolio, realistic yield expectations, 3 to 3.5%. Max. So back to our 3,000 monthly, 36,000 annually, 3% yield, you need $1.2 million invested. That's not clickbait. That's just math. Now here's the question. How do you get to 1.2 million? You don't. Not at once. You build it monthly, over decades. This is where compound interest becomes your weapon. Early years feel like nothing. Later years explode. Let's say you invest 3,000 monthly, same amount you want in dividends, into growth stocks, assuming 10% average annual return. S&P 500 long-term average. After 5 years investing 3,000 monthly, you've got roughly 235,000. Not there yet. After 10 years, 620,000. Getting closer. Still not enough. After 15 years of 3,000 monthly, 1.24 million. You've made it. 15 years, 15 to 20 years of consistent investing. That's the real timeline. Not 3 years. But wait, most people can't invest 3,000 monthly. Median household income is 75,000. So let's run 1,000 monthly or 500, more realistic numbers. 1,000 monthly at 10% return? 23 years to hit 1.2 million, almost a quarter century. 500 monthly? 30 years. That's working from 25 to 55 straight. No breaks. This is why dividend income isn't passive income. It's patience income, delayed gratification income. Now let me show you why your brain will fight you every step. This is the psychological warfare. Your brain evolved for survival, not wealth building. It wants immediate rewards. Present bias. Your brain values $100 today more than $200 next year. That's evolutionary wiring. 20,000 years ago, there was no next year. Eat now or die, but now present bias makes you buy the new phone, lease the car, take the vacation, instead of invest, loss aversion. Losing $50 hurts more than gaining $50 feels good, by a factor of 2. Losses hurt twice as much. This makes you hold losing stocks forever. You watch your portfolio drop 5%. Brain screams sell. Stop the pain. Make it stop. So you sell. Lock in losses, then watch it recover without you. Loss aversion destroys wealth. Lifestyle creep. The silent killer. Every raise gets absorbed by slightly nicer lifestyle. You make $60,000. Live on 50, save 10, get a raise to 80. Now you live on 70, still saving 10. Percentage stayed same, but you could have saved 30. Opportunity cost crushing. Let me introduce you to Sarah and James. Same age, both 30, same income. $75,000 annually. Sarah drives a paid-off 2015 Honda Civic, lives in a modest $900 rent apartment, no debt. Sarah invests $1,000 monthly for 5 years, has $145,000 invested, age 30. James drives a 2024 Tesla Model 3. Lease, $500 monthly, bought a house, $2,500 mortgage. James has $8,400 in his 401k. Company match only, age 30. Fast forward 10 years. Both are 40, still making same income. Watch what happens. Sarah kept investing $1,000 monthly, 10% returns. $485,000 at age 40, still drives the Honda. James has $67,000, still paying lease, still paying mortgage. One car breakdown from crisis. Sarah hits $1.2 million at age 52, 22 years total. Retires early, $3,000 monthly dividends, freedom. James at 52 has $285,000. Still working, still stressed. Different decisions, completely different lives. Here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not about budget. It's about identity. Sarah sees herself as investor. James sees himself as consumer. Identity drives every decision, not willpower, not discipline. Now let me show you the invisible costs, the things that drain your wealth. You can't see them. Dividend, taxes. Qualified dividends taxed at 15 to 20%, depending on income bracket. Your $3,000 monthly becomes $2,400 after taxes. Now you need even more capital, $1.5 million, inflation, 3% annually average. Your $3,000 today buys less in 20 years. $3,000 in 20 years has purchasing power of about $1,650 today. You're losing ground standing still. This is why dividend growth matters. Companies that increase dividends 5 to 7% annually beats inflation. Dividend aristocrats, 25 consecutive years of raises, your income grows. Keeps pace with or beats inflation naturally. Dividend cuts, companies slash dividends during recessions. Your $3,000 becomes $2,000 overnight. Portfolio concentration danger. You need 30 to 40 stocks minimum, diversified across sectors. One company cuts. It hurts but doesn't kill you. Or buy dividend ETFs, Vanguard. High dividend yield, Schwab dividend equity. Instant diversification, lower risk. Now let me show you the magic numbers, the thresholds where everything changes, where momentum takes over. First 10,000 is war, takes forever, feels impossible. 18 to 24 months if you're aggressive. 500 monthly, 19 months with returns. Every month drags. You see almost no progress. This is where most quit. First 100,000. Charlie Munger said it best. This is the threshold. This is where math starts working for you. At 100,000, your money earns 10,000 annually at 10%. That's like getting 833 monthly for free. Second 100,000 takes 2 to 3 years, not 4 to 5. Compound interest is now your employee working for you. 500,000. Freedom becomes visible. You can see the finish line. Your portfolio earns 50,000 yearly at 10%. Your portfolio is adding more than you're contributing. The machine is running. You're just feeding it now. Over 1 million. The machine runs itself. 100,000 in annual portfolio gains. Your contributions almost don't matter anymore. Autopilot. All right, you know the math, you know the psychology. Now the actual strategy. Step by step, step 1. Set realistic dividend income goal. Don't say 10,000 monthly, say 1,000 or 2,000. Be honest about timeline, take your monthly goal, multiply by 12, divide by 0.03. That's your capital target. Write it down. Step 2, build portfolio with growth stocks first, years 1 through 15. Total return focus, not dividends. Maximum compound interest. Total market index funds, S&P 500. Low cost, boring, maximum growth. This builds your base faster. Step 3, years 15 to 20. Start transitioning. Sell growth positions gradually. Buy dividend aristocrats. Shift from growth to income. 10 to 20% per year. Slow. Transition. Tax efficient. Not all at once. Gradual shift minimizes tax hit. Step 4, build dividend portfolio across sectors, consumer staples, healthcare, utilities, financials, industrials, at least 6 sectors represented, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Walmart, realty income, proven dividend growers, decades of increases. Step 5, enable dividend reinvestment, DRIP. Dividends automatically buy more shares, compound interest on steroids. Set it and forget it. Your dividend income buys more dividend-paying shares, which pay more dividends. Snowball effect. No extra money needed. Automate everything. Auto-invest from checking every month. Auto-DRIP. Remove emotion. Remove decisions. System runs without you. When market crashes 20%, everyone panics. You keep investing. Those shares bought at discount pay dividends forever. Best time to buy. 2008 crash. People who kept buying during fear, those dividend shares bought for 30 are worth 90 today, still paying dividends. Max out tax. Advantaged accounts first. 401k. Traditional IRA. Roth IRA. Tax savings accelerates your timeline massively. Roth IRA especially powerful. Contributions grow tax-free. Dividends tax-free, withdrawals tax-free after 59.5, ultimate dividend vehicle. Protect your timeline. Every new car lease adds 3 years. Every vacation on credit adds 2 years. Every lifestyle upgrade delays freedom. The real enemy isn't market crashes. It's lifestyle creep. It's you getting comfortable. Increasing spend to match income. Death by 1,000 lifestyle upgrades. Get a raise? 70% to investments, 30% to lifestyle. Not 50-50, not 0 to investments. 70-30 rule, always. Let me bring this all together. $3,000 monthly in dividends requires $1.2 million invested. Minimum 15-year timeline realistically. That's not clickbait. That's not discouraging. That's mathematics. Anyone telling you different is lying, selling you a course. But here's the good news. It's completely doable. Thousands do it. The path exists. You just need patience and a system. Stop thinking like a consumer. Start thinking like an investor. That identity shift changes everything. Decisions become automatic. Boring wins. Always has, always will. Index funds, dividend aristocrats, automatic investing. 20-year timeline, nothing sexy, everything works. If this helped you, you see reality, clearly hit subscribe. I break down real wealth building every week. No hype, no paid courses, just math and psychology. Hit that button, turn on notifications. See you next week with more real talk. Your future self is watching. Make decisions today that person will thank you for. Start now. The timeline begins today. Build the machine. Feed it consistently. Protect it fiercely. 20 years later, freedom. That's the real game.